Hey all, another day, another day. Oh gosh, I don't think I'll be able to keep it like this. Hmm. Oh, let me do it that way. Okay, so I guess my hand's stuck like this for a minute. Well, today is a lot better day than the last week that I've had. My body's going through like this restoring um thing, my complexion. I was sitting yesterday thinking about how my heart's desires slowly, I'm being like pressed into position, I guess you could say. Um, I've lived the last, I want to say, 10 years trying to overcome a giant in my life that I would like to believe is more a familiar spirit than um, just any random demon. Um, I don't know how far back it goes, but I am aware that it goes far back as my mother. And but my heart's desire is so on a fair scale that I believe that my father's hand has been upon me since birth. I believe I was born to go through what I'm going through because in so many different situations, I can't believe. Sometimes I find it funny how I continuously find myself back in the fight, back in the race, um, giving another try because it's not about me. Literally, it's not about me. um, but yeah, um, I have a hard time focusing lately. So bear with me. I do the best I can to not change subjects so often and remember what the last thing I said if I happen to want to elaborate. But I guess the status, I don't know, on YouTube you would call it status, but I made the title Getting It. I am getting it. I think I've always been getting it, but on my way, well, actually, I think I've had it, but on my way, I lost it. Like, I got lost in the um, unjust and the unfairness of reality. I don't know if I've said on my last two videos, but I don't really like to refer to reality because to me, reality is the illusion and spirituality is the reality. Um, I found myself getting a little lost in the unjust of it all, far as watching in the beginning people and their unjust and unfair behavior and families and companionship and church and any kind of encounter that you encounter in living. Um, I found myself getting lost in it. I think I got lost in it when I seen it in the church, the unjust and the unfairness and the lack of logic, the absence of logic, if that makes any sense. literally the absence of logic. And I found myself giving in to this reality for this is just how it is. You know, I'm like the only real person. Everybody else is robots. I'm pretty sure someone out there is probably that way one time or another. But considering what I was born for, whatever that is, I know it's something bigger than me, always have been, because my mind state can't seem to even digest accepting reality for just this is it. You know, I've always had this outlook that, let me get back. Um, After realizing that I have found myself lost in the reality of the illusion, I immediately, well, probably not immediately, I had to go through a little bit more. You know, I had to be dragged down, I had to be taunted, I had to be, my name had to be abused. I even contributed to the outlooks. Um, but I after I found myself, after I went through a little bit more, after realizing that that's a defamation of character and that does not really say me. That is not really me. That's not me. I mean, I got back with my father. And what I mean by I got back with my father, I always stayed in communication with him. But however, I ignored direction. I never mind warning before destruction. I really just didn't know how to do this thing. And I really love watching this YouTuber. Her name is Bella. She is so amazing. So I like to believe that she was gifted straight to me, because I never really understood how to learn this thing. Like I've always been told that I was different, I was special, I was peculiar, I was this and I was that, and I was smart. However, okay, school wise, yeah, I can learn just about anything if I put my mind to it. We all can. However, it's your tolerance of attention, your measure, how much of it you know, whatever your measure is for your tolerance of attention. And I really didn't have a boundary. I just got bored fast. So if it really didn't interest me, usually I'll take the easy way out. Give me that C or that B. That's good for me. But Bella kind of she expanded my thought process. She expanded my ability. They will use her like literally in my favor, like because where when I got lost and how I found comfort in just wandering around in the wilderness is because I just didn't understand how to do it. I mean, like it just seemed like all the church folks had it figured out, and they was, you know, doing their church thing, and I was the outcast or the looked upon or the wayward child, you know. So I'm like, I just had to, you know, take a step back and say, dang, you know, I understand what's been preached. I understand what's been um, what the Lord is saying to me. But the thing is, it's the conflict of interest. Therefore, you know, if you're acting out of love, one thing is not going to be absent is true empathy or true sympathy or true um, consideration. You know what I mean? Um, and that was my conflict. I'm like, so Lord help me. And I've taken my mind through a little bit on top of what the things in the atmosphere and in our foods did make it no better. So bear with me. I have a hard time staying focused. So I've been drinking water and eating better, trying to allowing God to equip me the best that I can, so that I can be one for another. Okay. So when I got, okay, I'm sorry, I completely lost it. Let's see if I can bring myself back there. But Anyway, I was just thinking about how like we're all like just dawned on me like something's different, you know. Something's different in the regular living. In 2013, I had relocated. I had been through. Stop that, please. I had been through a real tough separation and divorce with my ex-husband, who once I went to go get a divorce, the clerk said that we wasn't married. After 9 years of playing this role of trying to be a good wife or trying to live up to someone else's standards of what a good wife is, we go get a divorce because it just was not working. Um, Due to life, we grew apart and we found ourselves early on dibbling and dabbling in regular life situations for us being young adults who didn't have no real guidance on what relationships were. Or, you know, and so of course, between drinking, there's always an era of a phase. You know, first was the drinking phase, growing up a dancer. So, you know, being a dancer comes with that life. Then you have a child. Well, being a woman having a child, it's a little bit different. You know, you tend to have a different outlook on life where the guy, husband, outlook, he just don't understand yours anymore. And so there go the starting division. And I did the best I could to hold it together, trying to create this different life than I had, considering that I am the oldest of four girls, and out of all four girls, we all have different dads. So I tried to create this image for my kids that they have a family, you know. But 12, 13, because he was my high school sweetheart. So after 13 years or so, it dawned on me that no matter how long we stay together, we are just as far apart in the same room. Um, we have found ourselves codependent upon a substance that I seen, I guess, because of my purpose, the substance conflicted with its natural reasoning, I guess you could say, what it was intended for and how it affected most in others. It just didn't do me that way. However, it did its works. I mean, I just believe that my abilities were more strengthened. Like they were just too much. um, the things I would see and I would hear, and I would have to be able to distinguish between the two of whether I um, whether it was the illusion or the effects from the substance, or was it my ability enhanced so many times because of the substance. So uh, he enjoyed it, and I just did not. I seen the bad in it, and I from the moment that I started it, I was trying to stop. But the flesh is weak. Oof, that is so true because my mind and my heart desired sobriety. However, from the moment that out of everything I've tried in life, this particular I will find myself in a hypnotic state, um, back on it. Like, I will the longest I've been clean is about 9 months total, 9 months. And that was because of my atmosphere. That was, it was the spiritual, and it had its hidden motives, but for the most part, the Lord used it for my good. And I was, dang, there I go again. Lord God, help me. But the longest I've been clean is 9 months, and that was maybe about 13. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And every year after that, I guess you could say I would go 3 months, I would go 4 months, I would go 3 weeks, and I go, it's like it's just been a never ending battle because my heart and mind desires sobriety. My heart and mind desires a full and strong connection with God. And for some apparent reason, I would be like 4 months strong. And I'm going to go to the store, I'll be right back. Well, I was going to the store. I'll be right back. Do you not know that when I get back, I would find my mind state somewhere that I didn't even contemplate or think about, or I wasn't mad. My heart wasn't broken. I didn't get pissed off. My natural being is hard to bother and always ready to reconciliate, So even if you can piss me off, you can call me back and be like, hey girl, I'll hear you're sorry. So my thing is that life's too short. I don't got time to be sitting around here arguing or being mad at nobody. However, um, about 2 years ago is when I realized that I was being controlled. But it was really hard to get it was hard to get my support system that was around me. It was hard to get them to understand what I meant by I was being controlled. I'm like, I said, you guys don't get it. And from the outside looking in, it just looked like somebody who wants to do what she wants and serve God. That's not the case. And I really believe that's exactly why God still uses me to the utmost, because you guys would not believe the measure, and you guys would not believe my gifts and my abilities that for the Lord has blessed me for whatever reason I'm here for are very active, and I would find I would feel like I would feel ashamed. I would feel bad. I've heard other people's testimonies about how they don't hear God, and I would feel bad because I hear him clearly. Sometimes with the substance, I do have a hard time distinguishing the difference in between which voice is which, because of course that devil can be very persuasive, very cunning, very crafty. I remember telling somebody, just because I say it like that, I do not know all the ways of the enemy. Believe me, he gonna always try to find another way to get to me, or you, or anybody, because that's his job. He have a job to do, and we have a job to do. His job is to try us, and our job is to resist. However, when man tends to put his hand in it, it kind of conflicts with us resisting. And that's the thing. And that's what I noticed. So I had kind of beat myself up these last 2 years. I couldn't figure out who I was or what I was doing or why I had these certain abilities. And, I was noticing the things that the Lord was using me to do. And I just didn't understand. Like, I couldn't find a category for it. And I wasn't looking for favor from man. I wasn't looking for someone to be lenient upon me. Oh, she just going through, she's still a Christian. I'm not looking for that kind of, I was never looking for, I never cared actually. And that was a problem for many, like it looked to them like I didn't care. Like you trying to serve two gods. I'm like, that's not the case. If you want to go astrology, Tauruses are very stubborn and they don't like being controlled, and they like having control of everything. They like being, in control, and that was my thing. I couldn't get it. You know what I mean? And it didn't make sense. It wasn't like the beginning. You know what I mean? And nothing ever is. But I'm just saying, I noticed there was something going on within me that was hurting me. And the title was I'm Getting It. Like, I'm getting it now. You know what I mean? So even going through out of all these years, I realized my path. Like, he had taken me on a trip and showed me my walk, showed me my going through, showed me, my encounters. And, some people's ministry and work and labor for the Lord is in the sanctuary. But we are the sanctuary. We are the church. And for those who are in the sanctuary, glory be to God, that you are obedient. But then we have a field that's out here that is being overtaken by the enemy. And it's really bad, It's even worse at night. I would know. But gosh, I'm getting it, and it feels so good to have a clear mind. And I hold to this moment in time because I never know when I'm going to be robotically or mechanically or microwavely. I don't even know if that's a word, but I don't know when that moment's going to come when I have where I'm not conscious enough to realize my moments. Because I'm telling you, I would be on my way to the store and I would not remember. I mean, it'd be a far drive on a detour. It would be a far detour to where I don't remember no lights. I don't remember no cars. It was like I almost blacked completely out. You know what I mean? And I'm getting it. I realized that the best thing for me is an atmosphere of similar of others that are in the same, that has the same mission. You know what I mean? Spiritual atmosphere, Christian atmosphere. I am a team worker. I love working for God. I love co-laboring. I love team building. And I don't have to be far front. It just so happened this is where the Lord always have me. I won't get so into my my abilities because I am still like I've embraced them. I have embraced it over the last 2 years. However, I have not spoke boldly about it. It's like I've never wanted to make myself sound like I'm somebody, but I am. In this season, I'm realizing that I am somebody. You know what I mean? For so long that I've had, gosh, I was watching Bella yesterday and I forget what she called those who were placed in your life at birth to detour you from your purpose, or detour you from ever figuring it out, or detour you from dang. So I'm gonna start taking notes because I really want to do this thing, and I really believe that I can. I really believe that there's a reason for me on here, and if it's not for you, it's for your neighbor, and if it's not for your neighbor, it's probably for your sister or brother. It's for someone who don't receive you, and like you're for someone who don't receive them. I don't make this sense. Hopefully you guys caught that. It was something like that. But I kind of lost the train of thought again. It's a process, but it's a process that I am very appreciative of, because the worst thing is to be lost in the atmosphere where everyone else seems as though they're found. And that has been my upcoming. It's like I've always found myself in the atmosphere with others who really get it, and fail to help me get it. That they know I would see me as a threat in some kind of area, but I would never understand why, because I'm like, I don't have nothing. I mean, I'm just like you. I mean, we're all equal. I mean, we're all the same. We're all children of God. And, I won't charge to your heart that negative thing you just did, or the negative thing you just said, or that negative plan you just planned, or that negative motive you have in the back of your mind for why you're dealing with me. I won't charge to your heart, because I know that ain't you. That's the enemy in you. So I have to pray for you until the enemy release you, or however that works, And I found that with a lot of sisters and brothers that are aware of my dealing on that level, they have learned to manipulate that, So it's a big thing for me right now. It's so big for me right now that it's the first time that I'm in an emotional state and I do not feel like crying. Like, I don't feel like shedding tears. Right now, all thing I want to do is shed awareness and my concern, because I know there's somebody out there just like me that needs to hear that you are somebody and you do have a purpose. And there's no one greater than another, even though that's what men would like you to believe. Prideful walks around all day long, flaunting their money, their cars, and they have hidden motives to even how they even accomplish that. But anyway, I'm so good with getting off the subject. I'm gonna continue to pray for focus. I used to be really good at it, and I'm telling you, when I got lost, when I let go a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I let go a lot of stuff because a lot of things that I was being introduced to, or a lot of things that I was being gifted with came with so many entities that I was not ready for dealing with, because I had not yet been on the battlefield on that measure, on that level. It's one thing fighting the enemy and you don't know the enemy you're fighting, or know that you're even fighting an entity, period, versus getting on the battlefield and you're fighting see or something that isn't somebody that you love. So you want to kill that enemy and that person, but not that person. You know what I mean? So how do you do that? So so in 2013, I had relocated because of the separation. I was having a hard time dealing with things that didn't make sense to me. Things had shifted and I didn't understand the shift. And at the time, I still was fighting really, really strongly the substance. Like, I was probably high when I left. But at that moment, I was running from something. I just didn't know exactly what I was running from. But I saw things different than everybody else. Everything was so more than face value. It's like it was in depth to the death been the face value. So it's like almost like they were comfortable in the state that they were in, because they still seemed invisible. Well, they were to the sleeping ones, but I was awake and had always been awake. But I just looked at it as though I'm crazy, I'm different, I'm special. That's what they were saying about it. That's what they said about me. All my whole life coming up, even before the substance, I was just different. And girl, you crazy. You know what I mean? But one way or another, the Lord will always have it flourish or come to reality. Come to their reality. But anyway, so that was 2013. 2014, I came back. When I came back, all my kids have a gift as well. I know more about my youngest gift than I do my other two. Because as they were growing, that's good. I'm gonna have to do a part 2, because I think if I can keep the attention of someone for another like 20 minutes, I'm gonna do a part 2, because I really do want to focus on the time where I was absent in my kids' life during their coming up, but was in their life, but absent, like there, but my mind wasn't there. And literally, I was like, I made sure they ate. I did the best I can to keep a roof over their head, even though we had been homeless for a period of time. But then I got back on. But for the most part, who was handling them? Why? I was being puppeted around. I'm gonna do that on the next one. But so when I came back, the plan I was making with I know more of my youngest gift than my other two. When I first came back, if it wasn't for, usually the last child tends to migrate towards you or want to be under you more so. And he was like this since birth. Like literally, like under me since, like, I mean, no matter what, he would follow me around, even if I was like out my mind. He knew how to stay close, So when we first got back, I was so overwhelmed by the communication that I was having with people that I loved, and I knew that loved me, but there was an absence of the action. Okay. And the communication seemed a little fake, and I was having a really hard time. Like, I'm like the middleman in the whole communication, dealing with family on both sides. And it's like we all get along, but we all don't get along. And I don't even know how that is, but it's like I get along with both sides, but one side don't really feel one side, but they respect one side enough to say hello. So it's either I'm gonna be with them or I'm gonna be with them, or I'm gonna be with them, or I'm gonna be with them. If I'm with them, then I'm not really with them. You know what I mean? It's like it was like a conflict. So I was like, I had that battle going on, then I have a battle going on with the substance. Then I have a battle going on because I'm noticing things with my kids and the communication with those that I respect and that I see are using their face value of characteristics as a reason to override my subsidized, abused mental state. So I'm like, wow, this it was just so much. Then I found my way back in church, and then You know, I realized that church was kind of blinding me from other things that was going on because I was so busy. It's like, you know, when you have a gift and, you know, you are able to multitask, you'll find yourself in every auxiliary, creating an auxiliary. You know, you have a lot going on, and then you have other things in your life going on that God wants you to be attentive to, you know. However, you know, the church would they would caress your mental in a state that, oh, well, God knows, oh, God to figure out, God to run it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, but at the same time, God is talking to you too to handle certain things. But because your schedule is so full, it's kind of hard to deal with those things that need to be dealt with. So I would find myself back short of the glory because I found myself going there to see the truth. That was just crazy, right? Well, of course, you know, to go there, you have to go through some stuff. You know what I mean? And anyway, and then when I figured out every time I found myself going there and I come out, I felt like I came out stronger and with more knowledge and more awareness. You know what I mean? However, it's like I played myself. You know what I mean? I would play myself for so long to where, you know, the only way that I would get the truth is if I would go to it. All the warnings for destruction that God would give me, I would be completely too busy to retain. So I would find myself at its mercy when I couldn't reach the mental state of my kids. You know what I mean? So now when I get back in 2014, if it wasn't for my son confirming, Mom, everybody seemed different. Whew, so glad he said that because I thought I was the only one. You know, and I'm like, I know, babe, you know, I know, you know, and I never really wanted to get too on that level with him, but I knew that I can't. He's like a young old soul, you know. So I would, you know, I would vent to a measure with him, like, yeah, I know her. Like, what do you see? Like, you know what I mean? And we would vent back and forth, and I'd be like, yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm like, dang, I feel like I didn't died or something, and I'm in a different reality or something because things are just different. You know what I mean? It's like everything. I mean, I can't really go into detail because I ain't got that much time. I said I wasn't going to be on here very long. This is the first video that I was able to complete without the connection completely going out, and where I am able to verbally communicate with some kind of understanding, because I noticed that I think I have 3 videos on there, and I said I'm going to erase them because I want to see the growth. I just rushed on here because I needed to get out here. You know what I mean? There are more of us out here. It's so crazy when I think about us being spread upon nations. One thing I hear, I mean, thinking about the chosen few spread upon nations, I receive the targeted individuals. Like, that's just what I get. You know what I mean? It's like I lost connection for a minute. So with that being said, I'm praying for more understanding and a more stable platform on here. I did change my name on Facebook. I was Faith Emmanuel. I deactivated my Facebook about 3 or 4 months ago. I don't plan on reopening it back. However, YouTube, I just changed my name, which was Fosculated Faith, one of those. However, it was Faith Emmanuel on Facebook and here, and it will remain now Faith Emmanuel. And I'm just saying now, my faith now, you know, in this moment, in this time. And Emmanuel, of course, I believe that God is with us. I believe that God is with us. He has to be. For years, I've been kept without no guidance to true knowledge. And still given the ability to sustain my mental, be a blessing to others, and dealing with that level, that's a whole nother YouTube. God bless you to the same that I'm able to get on here and elaborate that level of that level for my understanding, because I think that'd be also good for someone, you know. Um, in the beginning, I was speaking about, I was a little excited about, I mean, not excited, but I was being pressed into me. You know, I was being pro. That's good. I don't know if I said it like that in the beginning, but I'm being pressed into me. I really wanted to go natural, and I didn't try it like on a couple different attempts. And each time I didn't cut it off because it would get too hot in Bakersfield. And I would like try to do weaves and hair and all that different stuff. And with this natural stuff under there, I just couldn't do it. Well, Bella encouraged me. You gotta check Bella out. Bella is really, really, really smart. And I know that she was sent to me. I'm not nowhere on her level. We are in two different lanes, but on the same mission. Something so, I mean, it's just like this. I mean, it's crazy to have all bone doctors and we have heart attacks every now and then. Somebody gotta do heart. Somebody gotta do heart. You know what I mean? And that's how I receive that we are on the same team because we're aimed in the same direction. However, there's different areas. You know what I mean? And however, even though I'm not on her level of communicating back with you, I receive everything she say. I understand everything she say. I can't get it back to you because that's not my lane. But I can direct you to her. She can break down a lot of things that's going on in this world and with yourself. You know, not saying she's gonna diagnose you, but she can give you some areas to start in. Because I ain't gonna go there because I can go on and on and on. But I'm just grateful for being able to get through this time period without feeling like I need to delete it. So I am Faith Emmanuel. I have faith that God is with us. I've been told that my measure of faith is unheard of. And I see why most can say that it's unheard of. Because even in these days, I still have faith that God is with us. Now, it's going to take me a little moment to be able to go. So I think I press exit. Oh yeah, but I'm gonna try to get back on here like later this afternoon.